Now this is one hearty cup of oats. What do you think? A full cup of oats, almonds, raisins, some blueberries, strawberries, banana, cinnamon, a little bit of coconut milk that we had in the fridge. And this is basically what I eat for breakfast pretty much every day. I would say at least 5 days a week. Now today it's already almost like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm getting a real late start, but I still felt like having my breakfast, so I am eating that right now. I'm gonna eat this, and then we're gonna get into today's video, which is gonna kind of be a video about how I edit these videos. You know, I've gotten some requests of people who wanted to kind of see how I edit and what equipment I use. So today we're gonna go through that with you. Let me just eat this first. That was a good bowl of oatmeal. Quality stuff. All right, let's get started. The first thing I want to touch on before we start is the gear that I use. Now, I've mentioned these in the past. This is a GoPro Hero 7. It's what I'm currently filming on. Now, I have 2 of these. However, the entire video you're watching is only filmed on 1. And I'm doing that for a reason. I want you to understand that with 1 camera and 1 computer with editing software, you can create literally everything that I create for my channel on YouTube. The second thing is an iMac. I use Apple. I use Imovie. Imovie is free software. It comes preloaded on every Mac. There are a lot better options out there. You can get Final Cut Pro, you can get Adobe Premiere or whatever it's called, but iMovie's free. So you get yourself a Mac computer, you get yourself a GoPro, and in my opinion, you're good to go for a number of years. Apple computers, this is a MacBook Pro. I bought this in 2006. The thing still runs. I can't kill it. You know, that's why I like Apple. It's built to last. So if you go here on Apple's website, now I'm breaking in real quick. What I'm doing here is I'm gonna do a screen capture on my iMac. And I'm gonna try to illustrate how I actually do that. We're gonna go to our launch pad. We're gonna go into other, we're gonna go to QuickTime, which is a movie player. And then what we're gonna be able to do is a screen record. So we're gonna go up to File, we're gonna go File, New Movie Recording. It's gonna bring up a window. There you go. Nope, that's not what I want. We wanna do new screen recording, I'm sorry. New screen recording. You click that, it brings up this little box, and then basically you just click record, and it's gonna record what you want. Now, you can click to record the full screen, or you can drag a portion of the screen, so you can like click with the mouse and just drag a box that you wanna record on your particular screen, or you can just record the whole screen. For argument's sake, I'm gonna record the whole screen. And the reason I wanna do this is because I wanna show you that if you go on Apple's website and you click on Mac, it's gonna bring up all the different styles of computers. You click on iMac, here she is, she's a beaut. You hit buy, and 21.5 inches, the same as that computer that I'm using here. If you go with the basic model, they start at $1,099. So for $1,100, you're getting a computer that's basically 4 years more advanced than what I have right in front of me, which is gonna be more than enough and more than what you need to create the YouTube videos or the videos that you wanna create. The second thing you do is you go on GoPro's website. You'll see that the Hero Black is right now 100 off. We're gonna click Shop Now. And here you go, $299, including a 32 gigabyte hard drive. So for $300 and $1,100, that's $1,400, call it $1,500 with tax, you're all set up. That's all you need, and you can get started creating videos. And this computer, like I said, I'm using is 4 years old. You know, it's lasted me this long. That's 4 years. Creating and editing and coming up with content, whether it be for YouTube or personal use or whatever it may be. So that's the gear and the equipment that I recommend, and that's exactly what I have the experience using. I should mention first that make sure when you have your screenshot or your screen recording done, you gotta save it. You go to File, you go to Save, name it, whatever you'll remember, and I go right to desktop and just save it right there. This way I can easily pull it up later on when I need it when editing the video. Off camera, what I just did was I took the SD card out of the GoPro, I put it in a little adapter. This goes in the back of the iMac, and I imported all the footage that I took so far into the computer. What Apple's gonna do, or what the iMac is gonna do, is it's gonna open up photos, it's gonna give you an option to import it, and as you can see here, I have 41 videos imported in. This is all stuff that I just took earlier today. Once you do that, close out, take your SD card out, pop it back in the camera. I put it in the camera and I delete all the footage off it, and I basically start from scratch where I'm starting right now. Next, we're gonna open up iMovie, and we're gonna get in there and we're gonna do this breakfast sequence so you can see exactly how I slice, dice, and put a video together. First thing you do when you open up iMovie, you go in the top left corner, you hit the little plus symbol. We're gonna click on Movie, that's what we wanna create. We're not gonna click a theme, and we're gonna name it CAR-ANTINED Day 30. We're gonna hit OK. That's gonna start your movie file. And what it does is it brings up your window. And I'm gonna scroll over down to the bottom here. and go to the beginning of what I started filming. And here we go. So as you can see, all the videos right about here is where we start, are from what I took earlier today. The top section here is all your videos in your media, and the bottom level here is your timeline, basically where you're gonna put all your media and you're gonna add your music and titles and whatever it may be. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the first one and we're gonna slide it down here, click and drag. Where you see that white line, I think they call that the trim head. What do they call that? Trim, clip edge. I don't know what they call that because I'm not a pro, but whatever it is, that's where you're gonna split your video. Now you can do a number of ways. I sort of just memorized over the years the commands, so we're gonna hit Control B, which is gonna split that video. Now see how it's still yellow, it's selected, I don't want that, I hit delete, it's now gone. So I just took off a portion of what that video was gonna be. This is me walking into the kitchen and going to get a pan. Now, I stopped right there where I was getting the pan because my next scene was gonna be me physically taking the pan out of the cupboard. So I'm gonna stop this right around here. Command B is gonna split it. I'm taking everything past that and I'm deleting it. And then we're gonna go to the next clip. As you can see here on the screen, next clip is 32 seconds long, and I'm in here getting a pot, right? So we're gonna take the whole 32-second clip, we're gonna put it right next to the first one, and we're gonna time it out. So this one ended with my hand pretty much on the pot. So if I take this, I wanna make pretty much my hand on the pot. So we're gonna cut it right there, Command B, select the middle portion, take it out. So now if you play it, it looks like one motion. And then you're just gonna repeat that process over and over and over and over again until you get a full and complete story. Now, let's go into this a little further. I want the next thing to be where I open the drawer. So I'm gonna put the pot down. I'm gonna cut here, Command B. I'm gonna go right to before the drawer opens. Command B, I'm gonna take out the middle. So now that's gone. So now if we go back, see, it's just a quicker edit. Put that down. Once that's down, Command B, I'm gonna cut. Now I'm gonna open up the cabinet again to get my oats. So we're gonna cut out the middle there. Now what you could also do, like I'm gonna shorten this. You see how you can click and drag? Even if you cut it at a certain point, the whole file is still technically there in the background. So if you cut it and you think you cut it at the wrong spot, well, you can just click and drag it back open or closed, to wherever you want that particular cut to take place. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this a little longer, and I'm gonna cut out the way down. So I'm gonna cut out from here to here, which is nothing, it's 0.8 seconds. But if I play it through, I'm gonna cut a little bit more of that out, right to where it lands. There we go, I like that. And see, the thing is, when you're doing this, you're the artist, you know? You wanna create what's gonna make you happy, what you enjoy for yourself. It doesn't matter what people think. Perfect example. I made that video of me unicycling around here, right? I wasn't even gonna post it. To me, it was like boring. When I watched it, I'm watching myself try to balance. I'm thinking, this is stupid. You know, if you look at the, it's stupid. If you look at the description for that video, I actually uploaded it like 10 o'clock at night. And I said, listen guys, I'm gonna upload this one late to help you guys fall asleep. Because to me, it was boring. Yet, since I posted that, I've talked to like 4 people who actually enjoyed that and were kind of like waiting to see if I was gonna fall and you know, what the situation was. So, you know, you never know who's gonna enjoy what you're putting out there. So the whole idea is just put it all out there. Put out there whatever you feel like you wanna create. So let's go back real quick and just watch this little sequence. Again, this was just quick edits, just to kind of show you. Now we grab the oats. We're gonna do the same thing, Command B. We're gonna move down to where the oats get put down. We're gonna cut out the middle. I don't care about closing the cabinet, so we're gonna cut that out. The next thing I did was I went in the fridge. I like to cut it like right before a noise or after a noise happens, because it kind of just gives you more, you get the audio as well as the visual. And then when you cough like this, you just edit all that out. I'm gonna cut this out. Get my almonds and my raisins, they're on the ground. We don't need to worry about closing the door. And just like that, that whole clip, that 32 seconds just got sliced and diced up into what you saw here. Now, we're gonna go back to the very beginning. You guys know I put that quarantine day, whatever graphic up, right? So that's here on the side. I have it saved as a PNG file. Basically, when you do that, you just click and drag, and you can put it right in your video wherever you want. Now, you're putting it on top of the other video, right? So now if you look at the screen here, all it shows is quarantine day 30. You don't see the actual video. If you look up here above this, sort of like this preview screen, you're gonna see this picture-in-picture box. It's like two little screens. It says cutaway. We're gonna change that to picture-in-picture. And what that does is that overlays the top one onto the bottom one. So when you have two layers here, you have to look at which layer you want and on top, and that's the one you're gonna put on top of the other one. Now I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it down here at the bottom. And I'm gonna shorten this right to the end of that clip. Now if I hit the button, you'll see it appear. I walk in, it goes away, and we're there. Now what I wanna do is I wanna cut this somewhere in the middle, just so I can extend this all the way over. In the beginning of this one, you see it's gonna drift in, or it's gonna kind of fade in. At the end, I like it to be a sharp cut in this instance. So it's gonna cut where it just goes right to that scene where I'm taking the pots out. Now the last thing we gotta do is we gotta add the music to that. Now I'm gonna go back to my previous projects, because I know on day 17 I had that audio clip there. So here it is. I'm gonna do Command C, which is copy, back to day 30. Put my play head or that trim line or whatever that's called right at the beginning. Command V, there's my audio. Now it's super long, which I don't need all of it. So I'm gonna slice it right here and cut it out. Now, if we play this again, you're gonna have the music in there for that little intro that I do. So where this intro ends, you see these little dots here, that's kind of where I have those two noises. So when it hits this noise here, that's where I want this video to start. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this back to there. Actually, I can't do it that way, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it from the front. I'm gonna drag it from this side until that appears right about where that split is. And I'm gonna drop the quarantine thing down to match it. Now, if I play it, boom. So what do you think? Not too bad, right? You know, it's just like simple, straightforward editing. You know, what you want to do is you want to just get all your footage into your camera, you upload it all to your computer, you're going to bring it from your media screen down to your timeline, each clip, and then just dice up that clip and just cut out what you don't want and just line them all up and build yourself a story. Now, what I want to do is kind of show you, for instance, how you can overlay something else. So in this video, you saw me put the little clip with me riding the unicycle. So I want to find that clip in here. Where is it? There it is. All right, so what you'll see here is there's a clip on top of a clip, right? So you have the regular timeline, which is me speaking, and then up in the corner you have you have me riding a unicycle. Now I did a couple things to this. If I select this clip, you'll notice it has a little rabbit here. What I did was I sped up the clip. It's an effect you can use. Maybe I'll get into that in a future video, but I did it just for the effect of creativity. And basically what I did was I took this file, this media file, and I just click and drag and you put it on top of this one. And I did this picture-in-picture like we did earlier with the quarantine graphic, where we can put it in a corner and kind of move it around. So as you'll see here, I can take it, I can kind of move it wherever I want. I'm just gonna put it up in the top corner here. I added the drop shadow, I added the little border. So you have some options of how you can customize, what you see when it's there. Now, granted, if I just did cutaway, it would just cut away, which means now if I play the video, it's gonna play it and then it's just gonna go right to that full scene. For this instance, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to still show myself speaking while still having it, in the background, like a little extra feature to remind you of that particular video. And again, we do that through picture-in-picture. which now I have to do all over again because I just took it out. So we're gonna put it in. We're gonna put the little border. We're gonna do the drop shadow, and we are back in business. This is where iMovie is a little limited because you can only put two things. You have your main video and then you have one you can stack on top. At least I don't know where you can add more. I know with different softwares you can add more things on top, so you can have 4 or 5 different things going all at the same time. You know, this doesn't have that capability. But that's where, in my opinion, you start small. Start with a camera, start with an iMac, get yourself into the habit of doing it, and if it's something you like, as you do it more and more, you can invest the money that you want to invest whenever you're ready. You know, personally right now, I decided that I'm not quite ready yet because for me to upgrade the software, I got to upgrade the computer or buy a new computer. So, you know, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to get a laptop and I'm going to get Final Cut Pro. And right now I just don't feel like spending the $3,000 to do it. So this is more than capable for what I do, my type of videos. But this has sort of just been an intro to editing. You know, as I'm creating this video, I'm realizing that this could be like an entire channel of how to edit. So, you know, I hope this gave you a little bit of insight about what I do. Maybe it'll help you out. If you have any questions, just put them down below. I'll help you out and answer as many as I can. I can also make follow-up videos if you got specific questions about specific editing styles. But, you know, recently I've been getting a lot of comments and a lot of DMs and stuff from people who are trying to start the YouTube thing and they want to create videos. So I figured hopefully this will help you guys out. This has been Quarantine Day 30, and we'll see what Day 31 tomorrow brings. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe.